Everyone. There comes a time in everyone's life when the road gets rough, the weight feels unbearable, and quitting seems like the easiest way out. You start questioning yourself. Why keep going when nothing seems to be working? Why push forward when everything inside you is screaming to stop? If you've ever felt like that, you're not alone. But before you even think about giving up, I want you to hear this, because what you do in this moment, right here, right now, will determine everything that comes next. The mind is a strange, tricky thing. It whispers doubts in the dead of night, plants seeds of fear when you're on the edge of something great. It convinces you that you're not ready, not good enough, not worthy of the things you dream about. And the worst part? It sounds so damn convincing. It's that little voice that tells you to stay where it's safe, to avoid the risk of failure, to not even try because trying means exposing yourself to disappointment. You see, the mind's job is to protect you, to keep you from danger. But sometimes it confuses discomfort with danger. It tells you that stepping into the unknown is a threat, when in reality it's just part of the process. It magnifies your fears, makes obstacles seem bigger than they really are, and plays reruns of your past failures like a never-ending highlight reel. And the more you listen, the more you start to believe it. Think about all the times you wanted something but backed out before you even gave yourself a chance. Was it really because you weren't capable, or was it because your mind convinced you that failure was inevitable? How many moments have slipped away, not because you couldn't do it, but because you talked yourself out of even trying? The truth is, fear is a liar. Doubt is a liar. That voice in your head telling you to quit is not looking out for your future. It's holding you hostage to your past. And if you let it, it will keep you small, keep you invisible, keep you from ever knowing what you're truly capable of. But you don't have to listen. You can choose to move anyway, to act anyway, to push through anyway. There's a moment in every journey where everything feels impossible. The weight gets too heavy, the obstacles seem too big, and the voice in your head screams, just quit. That moment, that's the edge. That's the breaking point where most people turn back. But here's what they don't realize. Every great achievement, every success story was built right on that edge. Right when it felt like giving up was the only option. Look at anyone who has ever accomplished something incredible, and you'll see a pattern. They all faced a moment when quitting seemed easier than continuing. The entrepreneur who nearly went bankrupt before their big break. The athlete who lost every game before they finally won. The artist who was rejected 100 times before their work was recognized. The difference between them and the ones who didn't make it, they held on just a little longer. They pushed through the breaking point, past the frustration, past the exhaustion, past the doubt. The hardest moments come right before breakthroughs. That's the test. It's like life is asking, how bad do you really want this? And if you can push past that moment when everything inside you is telling you to stop, that's when the shift happens. That's when the doors open, the opportunities appear, and the path starts to make sense, but you'll never see it if you quit too soon. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they stop when things get tough. They walk away when success is just around the corner. They let the pain of the moment blind them to the possibility of what's coming next. If you can just hold on, if you can just keep going, you'll realize that the hardest moments weren't there to break you. Think about everything you've been through. Every challenge, every setback, every heartbreak, every moment you thought would break you, but didn't. You've been knocked down before, but you got back up. You've been lost before, but you found your way. You faced pain, disappointment, and failure, yet here you are, still standing, still fighting, still moving forward. That says something, that means something. It's easy to forget how much strength it takes just to keep going. The world doesn't stop throwing obstacles in your way, and sometimes it feels like the hits just keep coming. But every time you thought you couldn't take another step, you did. Every time you thought you reached your limit, you pushed past it. You don't give yourself enough credit for that. People focus so much on how far they still have to go that they forget to look back and see how far they've already come. You've conquered battles that once felt impossible. You've endured days you thought would never end. You've survived moments where the pain felt unbearable. And yet, you're here. Not because it was easy, not because life let up, but because deep down, you are stronger than you ever realized. The doubts, the fears, the voices telling you that you're not enough, they don't see what you've already survived. They don't recognize the strength in you. but you should. Because if you've made it through everything life has thrown at you so far, what makes you think you can't handle what's next? You're not weak. You're not broken. You are resilient. You are capable. And you are so much stronger than you think. Success has never been about talent alone. Talent helps, sure, but it's not what separates those who make it from those who don't. The real difference? Persistence. The willingness to keep going when things don't go as planned. The determination to get back up every time life knocks you down. The refusal to let failure be the final chapter of your story. Look at the people who have achieved great things. They weren't always the smartest, the fastest, or the most gifted. Plenty of talented people never reach their goals because the moment things get hard, they stop. But the ones who make it, they're the ones who refuse to quit. The ones who keep showing up even when they don't feel like it. The ones who hear no 100 times and still believe in yes. The truth is, everyone struggles. Everyone faces setbacks. Everyone doubts themselves at some point. The difference between winners and everyone else is what they do in those moments. Most people let failure define them. Winners use it to push harder. Most people get discouraged when they don't see instant results. Winners trust the process and keep going. Success isn't about being perfect. It's not about having every answer or never making mistakes. It's about resilience. It's about how many times you're willing to stand back up after being knocked down. It's about taking another step, even when your legs feel like they can't move. If you want to win, you don't have to be the best, you just have to be the one who refuses to stop. Because the ones who keep going, no matter what, are the ones who eventually get there. There are moments in life when everything feels heavy, like the weight of the world is pressing down on you. You feel lost, unsure of where to go next. You feel broken, like pieces of yourself have been scattered along the way, and no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to put them back together. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to sit in that pain for a moment, to acknowledge the struggle, to admit that things are hard. But don't stay there. Pain is temporary. It feels endless when you're in the middle of it, but it passes. The heartbreak, the disappointment, the failure. It stings, but it doesn't last forever. What does last, though, is regret. Regret for the chances you didn't take. Regret for the dreams you let slip away. Regret for the moments you let fear win. And regret? That lingers. That stays with you far longer than any temporary hardship ever will. You can let pain break you, or you can let it build you. You can let it define you, or you can let it fuel you. The difference is what you do next. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be okay right away. You just have to take the next step. Even if it's small. Even if it's shaky. Even if it's just a whisper of progress. Because one day, you'll look back on this moment and realize it didn't destroy you. It shaped you. It made you stronger. It prepared you for what's ahead. And when that day comes, you'll be grateful that you didn't let temporary pain turn into a lifetime of regret. Think about everything it took to get here. The sacrifices, the struggles, the moments when you wanted to quit but didn't. You've fought through doubt, pushed past obstacles, and kept going even when it felt like nothing was working. That wasn't for nothing. You didn't endure all of that just to walk away now. It's easy to forget why you started when the journey gets tough. The exhaustion, the setbacks, the fear of failure, it all makes stopping seem like the best option. But stopping won't bring you peace. It won't take away the desire for something more. It won't erase the dreams that still live inside you. The only thing stopping will do is leave you wondering what could have been. Right now, you're in the middle of your story, and the best part? It's still unwritten. That means you have the power to decide what happens next. You have the choice to keep pushing forward, to fight for the life you want, to prove to yourself that everything you've been through was leading to something greater. Every success story had moments of doubt, moments of hardship, moments where giving up felt like the only option. But the people who made it, they kept going. They chose to believe that the struggle wasn't the end, just part of the journey. You're closer than you think. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you've been working for. You owe it to yourself to see what happens if you don't quit, because the story isn't over yet. And if you keep moving forward, the best part is still ahead. You are stronger than your doubt, greater than your fears, and capable of more than you give yourself credit for. The pain, the struggle, the setbacks, they are not the end of your story. They are part of the journey, the proof that you're still in the fight. So don't you dare quit now. Don't walk away when you're this close. The best part of your story is still ahead, waiting for you to claim it. Keep going, keep pushing. Because one day you'll look back and realize that this moment, this choice to keep moving, was the one that changed everything.